Hey, what is up, everybody? This is the Great Puckettini. And what I got for tonight is I got the top Arkansas Razorbacks players of the game versus those Michigan State Spartans tonight. It didn't go the way we wanted it to. We lost a tough one, a nail biter, 69-66. Played really hard, led a lot of the first half and was just right there within striking distance. Just our shots didn't fall as good, but I think the big key was rebounding, and we got out rebounded, I think, by 12 rebounds, and a lot of those were offensive rebounds. It kind of seemed to me like we were on defense, we was overplaying the three a little bit much, and a lot of ball pressure, and they was giving up offensive rebounds to them. And I know a few times on the pick and roll, we were letting a big man run right down the middle of the lane and get easy baskets and or fouling them. And there were some missed fouls. I know there was at least two or three that I thought that should have called Acuff late when he's driving the basket. Man's going straight up, but if you still body up with him, it still should be a foul. But anyway, you get beat at that three there, and we had chances there at the end to take the lead. Just couldn't seem to get a shot to fall. We did not shoot very well from the field like we have the first couple games that we've seen the Hogs play. So we knew that was going to happen at some point. They're not all going to fall. And but anyway, it seemed to me like we should have been sagging a little bit. I think Michigan State only hit 1 3 the whole game. I think they were like 1 of 13 or 1 of 14. And we were really pressuring them like they were real good three-point shooters. To me, we should have sagged in the lane a little bit, really played into their hand there. So that's something for them to work on for sure, because there are going to be times when it seems like Michigan State just throws it up there and then they go get the rebound. And we really gave up a lot of rebounds. Like I said, we got out rebounded by 12. And, probably half of those were offensive rebounds. And so, if they get three more than us, that's 6 points. That's, whatever. So rebounding is very key. And that's why Michigan State wins so many games. They're so physical. And that was a tough place to play. And I hope our fans watch how their fans acted, and we make it such a raucous atmosphere the way they did. That's a tough place to play. So let's get into it. All right, number 5. Let's say number 5 was Nick Pringle. I graded him out as a 76 out of 100 on the grade sheet I do with him. He had 6 points and 7 rebounds, which 4 of those were offensive rebounds. He did have 3 blocks, which is really good. Only shot 25% from the field. Definitely should be better than that. Shot 50% from the free throw line, which he only averages, I think, 33. So really need to work on those two things there. His impact tonight was defensively, really. He was defensive anchor and rim protector. He controlled the interior in the lane. He controlled the interior. He was an interior presence for sure. So good job there, Nick. Let's keep it up, man. All right, number 4 is Billy Richmond III. He scored a 78 out of 100. He had 8 points and 6 rebounds. 2 of those were offensive rebounds. 37% from the field, which needs to be better than that, and 25% from three. He'd like that to be 35 and above. His impact tonight was he battled in the paint. He secured key rebounds. 6 rebounds is pretty daggum good. He provided toughness and energy like he always does. Billy brings energy and toughness, and did a good job there. Just need to shoot the ball a little bit better. That was kind of the key to tonight, and rebounding as well. All right, number 3 was DJ Wagner. He scored an 80 out of 100. He had 13 points, 3 assists, 3 steals. He shot 25% from the field, which needs to be quite a bit better. He did shoot 75% from the free throw line, which was very good. He had 2 rebounds, and his impact was defensive energy and playmaking. He had 3 assists, 3 steals. 3 steals are really good, He helped stabilize the backcourt on both ends. He's a good older guy, a lot of experience, can come in, and help out Malik Thomas, and Acuff, and kind of settle them down. And he's kind of the steady hand out there. Not that those two guys need settling down a whole lot. They play well, but DJ's always kind of that stabilizing hand there, we feel, and so another good game there by DJ Wagner. Keep it up, man. All right, number 2 was Malik Thomas. He made an 84 out of 100. He had 15 points, 6 rebounds, shot 33% from the field, which, of course, like to be better than that. 22% from 3, didn't shoot the 3 very well. He was 100% from free throw line, though. That's very good, very important. His impact was excellent free throw shooting and hustle plays. He got a lot of hustle plays, chase down some balls. And his rebounding again, with 6 rebounds was really good, again, for a guard. And he had a team high +5 on the plus-minus stat. And he gave strong energy as well, played well, played hard. Didn't shoot the ball as well as we want to, but that's going to happen, it's going to happen. So, but good job there, Malik. Keep it up, man. We need you to keep playing well, so keep going. All right, number 1, player of the game for us would be Darius Acuff Jr. He scored an 88 out of 100, and this was a homecoming game from them. He's from Detroit, and I think they actually said that Michigan State did offer him a scholarship there late. I think Michigan did earlier, but he said, because Coach Calipari had several, players in the NBA and his great history with that, he wanted to play for Coach Cal, and so he shunned his home state teams. And he came to Arkansas. So we're very happy he did. Acuff's a really good player. He scored 16 points, 6 assists, 2 steals. He shot 31% from the field. Of course, like that to be in the 45 and up range. 57% from the free throw line. Like that to be better too, around 70, 75%. He did have 3 rebounds, 1 offensive rebound. His impact was he led the team in scoring and assists. He controlled the tempo and created offense under pressure. He did, he does a good job. I saw Cal tell him one point, get to the basket, quit shooting the 3, or something. I heard him say, go by him, and Acuff does a good job of that. We'd much prefer him driving by somebody getting fouled, especially when you're only shooting a low percentage from 3. I did not put that on there. But anyway, we were struggling shooting from 3 there, of course. But anyway, Acuff had a really good game, man. And it's not as good as he wanted. He struggled there in the first half, but he come back in the second half, really played hard, And I was just real proud of the Razorbacks, played really well. Could have won that game very easily. Just kind of got beat on the boards. And I think defensively, we should have sagged a little bit more on them. Backed off and focused trying to get rebounding and because they weren't making outside shots, and they were like 1 of 13, 1 of 14. So, and we weren't shooting as well. So when you're not shooting well, you got to control the boards. You got to play real good defense, which played pretty good defense, got a lot of steals, but gave up way too many rebounds and too many second shots and too many open shots. But anyway, man, proud of these guys. It was a very extremely tough going up to Michigan State and playing in that stadium there. It was a great atmosphere. Hopefully that'll help us. The bad thing is you're playing all these good teams. I know we still got Duke and got a lot of good teams still. I think we're going to play all Elite 8 teams from last season this year. And I think we're the first team in the history to do that. So, that's kind of good. You're playing it. Now, that should help you in the SEC, but it can be bad too if you lose them all. So hopefully you win at least 4 of those, go 4-4. And but anyway, and you have some really big wins, but it can bite you in the butt too if you don't win them. So anyway, Coach Cal I think knows what he's doing, and he's got a really good team. He knows it, but definitely we saw tonight that if we're not scoring as well as we have been, we can struggle a little bit. We struggled a little bit on the offensive end. But anyway, guys, that's all I got. Hey, Hogs played well, had chances to win. That was an extremely tough atmosphere to play in. I hope that helps them in the future. Darius Acuff Jr., he was our player of the game. It was a great job. I was proud of all of them. They played hard. Just really, it's tough to go in there and win in that atmosphere and the type of team that Michigan State has. It's tough to do. Excuse me, but that's all I've got. Thanks so much for watching. I sure do appreciate it. Just going to make this a quick one. And, win, lose, or draw, I always just do this with my teams just to show, just because you got beat don't mean everybody played bad, Some played better than others, and I like That was a grading system I used back when I was coaching basketball way back in the early 2000s. Then I got into football. But anyway, proud of those guys. Arkansas still got a really good team. So, hey, I'm excited, ready for the next one. And that's all I got. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for spending time with me. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button and hit the subscribe if you haven't already. See, I've got over 336 videos. I've got 423 subscribers, and I'd like to get that up to 500. That's my next goal. But anyway, and then hit that bell, that notification bell. That way you get notified when I make new videos. You know, I've made 2 videos today, and I made one last night. I try to make one a day, but I am a teacher, and I get really busy. I have a child too, a kid that's playing sports and has homework, and so I get pretty busy. But anyway, I try to make at least one a day. And but anyway, thanks so much for watching. Like I said again, have a great evening, and as always, go Hogs.